D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I read to bring you this video, or you can just watch this video where I'm going to read it to you and break everything down and all that good stuff. Also, before I get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting pushed to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, why don't we go ahead and get started on these 3 stories. Okay, so for my first story this week, okay, you guys, so the Daily Wire has dropped some news, and I know I'm late on this. I'm sorry, I was sick this week, but I'm late on this. But they're going to do their own live action Snow White movie starring this YouTuber, Brett Cooper. Now, I don't watch Brett Cooper's content on YouTube. I have watched some of the shorts that pop up and everything, but I'm not like a Brett Cooper stan or anything like that. I do know who she is. I saw somebody saying that she was related to, it was like Ben Shapiro's sister. Now, and then I looked that up. I was like, is that his sister? And it's not. Okay. So this comes from Deadline, my favorite. And it says, the Daily Wire is making a live-action Snow White movie starring conservative YouTuber Brett Cooper. Watch teaser, which we will watch here, and we're kind of talk about it. I will be honest with you. I watched the teaser. It was just that. It was just a teaser. It was just basically her in the woods on a dress, like this photo right here. Okay, so it says, conservative media company Daily Wire is making its own live-action adaptation of the Brothers Grimm fairy tale Snow White, called Snow White and the Evil Queen. The film, which is set to release in 2024, will be the first feature-length production for the company's kids' entertainment platform called GEEK, and will star conservative YouTuber Brett Cooper, host of the platform show The Comment Section. Now, I will just say that GEEK, they just started that. It's a kids app. It's for children. They have the show that they really put out that I was like really interested in. It's called Chipchilla. It's about a family of chinchillas. And first off, I love chinchillas. Second off, it gave me a lot of Bluey vibes, and I love Bluey. I can't tell you how much, as an adult, I could sit and watch Bluey all day. I think that is content that I'm personally interested in, and I'm interested in my children watching. And I'll say one more thing about that. For instance, my children, they were watching TV the other day. Not the other day, it was like a couple weeks ago. And they were watching some show, and it was like a Roblox thing or whatnot. And they were just watching it on TV because my son's really interested in video games right now. And all of a sudden, the person that was watching it, something had come up about don't trust your parents. Your parents are evil or something like that. And my wife happened to hear it from the other room. And she came in and she shut it off immediately. She's like, you're not going to watch this. So I think that when it comes to content that our kids are seeing, I think that, for me, I know that lots of people want to be like, people just use the TV as a babysitter. That's totally true. And me personally, I'm like, yeah, I do use it as babysitter when I need to, repaint the bathroom ceiling, or I need to tear down some, a wall or whatnot. And I need my kids to stay out of my way. So I think that them starting this app, which they've said is wholesome content for children, and they're bringing back Saturday morning cartoons. Who doesn't love Saturday morning cartoons? I think that that's a positive, and it creates a alternate content for people like myself, who I'm just sick and tired of being preached to, and I don't want to preach to my kids. All right, let's get this. Okay, so the Daily Wire plans most ambitious project to date with Arthurian fantasy series, The Pendragon Cycle. I didn't see that. I don't know what that is. Sorry, I thought that was a part of this article. I apologize, because they had this animated Snow White thing here. Okay, so apologies. So it says the Daily Wire today revealed a teaser for the movie, which opens with a melody voiced by Cooper. Oh, I didn't realize it was her singing. Written by Jeremy Boring, and pan through a forest to reveal Cooper as Snow White. All right, this is the teaser. Let's go ahead and watch this right now. I'm just gonna leave it right here, you guys. I don't want to I just hope it doesn't get copyright claimed. I'll be pissed if it does. All right, here, let's just watch this real quick. Let's see if we can get, oh, no, we don't want that.
Once upon a time.
She's got a beautiful singing voice, if we're going to be honest.
In time, a prince would come.
Apples are my favorite fruit.
Once upon a time, but now that time is gone.
Now, she's got a beautiful singing voice, I'll have to admit. Okay, so that's the teaser trailer. You know, in all honesty, oh geez, you stop that. So in all honesty, that teaser trailer was fine. I think that Brett Cooper, you know, she looks, I want to be honest with you, I think that this looks better than what Disney is putting out, because I mean, if you remember those pictures of Rachel Zegler in her costume, it looks freaking ridiculous. And there have been leaked photos also, and I think the movie looks terrible. I don't know what this is. We need to pause this. But I just think that this is great in terms of alternate content that I personally, I don't know about you. I'm sick and tired of being preached to. I'm sick and tired of them trying to preach to my kids things that I don't believe and I don't want them to hear. And I think that if this is content that is just going to put on a show, write something good, wholesome for my children, then I am down with the sickness. So it says, announcing Project 2 staff today, the Daily Wire's Boring said, it's a story about a princess and a prince, about beauty and vanity, about love and its power to raise us from death to life. It's our own adaptation of an ancient fairy tale, which that sounds great to me. One thing Rachel Zegler said, that it's not going to be about her finding a prince in Disney's Snow White. And I'm all like, oh, get the fuck out of here with that noise. I do not understand people today that don't love love. I am a hopeless romantic. I love love. When I've said this before, but when I meet somebody and like a couple, I just want to know their whole loves. I want to know how they met, how they got engaged, how they got married. I want to know about the honeymoon. I want to know all about it. I love that shit. I'm just like all for it and everything. Okay. So anyways, I was raised on the original Grimm fairy tales, which are very dark. I just want to say that now. If you ever read the Grimm fairy tales, they're pretty freaking like, I wouldn't read them to my children right now, because Cinderella, when she cuts off her big toe, my daughter would have so many questions, and I'm all like, I don't want to talk about it. Anyways, so I'm thrilled that we're bringing this iconic story to life for the next generation, said Cooper. Snow White is such a beautiful character, and I'm honored to be playing her. Like all the best fairy tales, this is a story with timeless values like love, friendship, and kindness, and I can't wait to share them. See, and those are things that I'm totally on board with, and I think that everybody should be on board with. I mean, if you're, you know, a decent human being. Actress turned conservative commentator and YouTuber Cooper, was she? Heathers. She was in Heathers? Like the original movie? No. I'll have to look that up. Is also starring in the company's fantasy series, The Pendragon Cycle. I haven't heard anything about that, The Pendragon Cycle, although I do love that shit. So I'll have to check that out also. Boring took a swipe today at Disney's upcoming Snow White movie starring Rachel Zegler. Yeah. Fuck that noise. Without providing specific evidence, Boring claimed that the House of Mouse film will expose children to the popular but destructive lies of the current moment. And I believe that true. While Disney still uses Walt's name, they have all but abandoned his legacy, he claimed. It's taken 100 years to build Disney. We know we aren't what they are today, but we hope in time we might become what they were once upon a time. A little studio with big ideas and the courage to chase them. See, I like that. I like that sentiment. I love that attitude. Disney, I used to love Disney hardcore, and now it's just turned into a shadow of what it used to be. And that's really, for me personally, that's just depressing, because I don't know about you. I grew up with Disney and I freaking love Disney, but they just lately, it's really depressed me. Anyways, okay. The Daily Wire says Ben Key will be available to launch with 150 episodes of 18 shows, including 4 Ben Key originals. New episodes are due to arrive every Saturday morning, which is just great. So again, what do I think about this? I think this is great in terms of alternate content for people like myself, for parents like myself who are sick and tired of, I don't want to have to sit my kids down in front of the TV and worry about what they're going to run into. And I think that this is content that I won't have to deal with that. And I'm pro that because yeah. Because they're my babies and I worry about them. In terms of will this be good or not, we shall see. I mean, so far I do like her hair in this picture, with the braids and everything, but we'll see how it turns out. I mean, I'm not, if they by any chance put this in movie theaters, I will go see this in a movie theater over the Disney Snow White movie. I'm not seeing that shit in movie theaters. I have no desire to see it. My children have no desire to see it. Or at least they haven't seen and they haven't had any desire to see them since as of now. So we'll see how this turns out, but good for them. I'm pro competition. I'm a capitalist all the way. So pro competition, Disney, I hope this does better than your movie. All right, you guys, that was my first story of the week. So for my second story of the week. All right, you guys, this makes me so excited, okay? But I'm cautious. All right. So I had done a couple of videos because a story had come out about a rumor about a Gargoyles movie being directed by Kevin Branagh. And that turned out to be false. That was not in the making. None of that was going to happen. But it looks like we're getting a live action show, woo, produced by James Wan. Woo. All right. I really like James Wan. I think he's so talented. I don't know if he'll do any of the stuff going on here for this live action Gargoyles TV show, but I am excited for it, guys. But like I said before, I am cautious, and I will tell you what my cautiousness, where my cautiousness comes from, and what I'm worried about with this show. So this comes from Gizmodo, and it says Disney's Gargoyles is getting a live action show from producer James Wan. Wan, Aquaman, and Conjuring is teaming up with Annabelle director Gary Doberman for Disney Plus series. And there's the Gargoyles. That's not all of them. We're missing Lexington and Bronx and everything. But yeah. Okay, it says, one of Disney's darkest shows may soon get a live action revival. James Wan, the man who helped reinvent horror with Saw and Insidious and made the mega blockbuster Furious 7 and Aquaman, is teaming up with frequent collaborator Gary Doberman to turn the 1990s Disney cartoon Gargoyles into a live-action series for Disney Plus. According to The Hollywood Reporter, which broke the story, Doberman will act as showrunner, writer, and executive producer with Wan as part of his Atomic Monster company, also executive producing. The pair have previously worked together on the Annabelle films, part of the Conjuring universe. Okay, yeah, that's good. All right, let's see. Which so far, I mean, this is my number. This is my first where I'm very, hesitant on this is the Doberman guy, because he directed I believe he directed Annabelle Returns. Doberman wrote Annabelle Creation, and Annabelle Comes Home, the last of which was he also directed. Annabelle Comes Home. Sorry. I have to be honest with you. I do not care for those Annabelle movies. I don't like the first one was all right. Personally, I thought it was okay, but the last two were just terrible in my opinion. I just did not like them. I was just like, I mean, it's like whatevs, but I just didn't care for it. So, what are you going to do? Okay, let's see. So that is the first thing that I'm a little cautious about, and I am worried about it. All right, so it says, and while Gargoyles obviously won't reach that level of creepy, it's being made for Disney Plus after all. The potential is there. The show ran from 1994 to 1997 and followed a group of gargoyle statues relocated from Scotland who woke up at night to protect New York. There's no word on when Berman and Wan will get to work on the show, but the timing is certainly appropriate. With Halloween just around the corner, Disney Plus just released a show based off the Goosebumps series of books that many think hits a nice balance between spooky and scary and safe for Disney. That almost certainly seems like the exact balance, if not tone, a Gargoyle show would have to carry to make it on the streamer. I agree with that. I personally I know a lot of people want to talk about how Gargoyles was was like dark back in the day, but I personally didn't think it was as dark as people talk about it. At least that's not what I thought when I was growing up. And I still watch Gargoyles today. Like during the pandemic, me and my kids, we watched Paw Patrol and Gargoyles pretty much like all the time. It was awesome. I loved it. My kids, I have they make new NECA makes these really great action figures right now, but I have my old 90s action figures and I would bust those suckers out and we would play. Fucking loved it. Oh my God, it was the best. We set up blocks and we set up like a castle and then we'd like destroy it because like Xanatos would like blast me to the thing. It was so much fun. I loved it. Okay, anyways. And while rumors of Gargoyles remake have been circulating for years, with a project in the 2010s even getting relatively close to being made, this certainly has the feel of a project that may actually happen. Woot woot. Okay, so let me just talk about what I think about this overall. Okay, first off, if this comes to fruition, I will personally be happy as long as it's good. These are my problems with it. One, it's a show on Disney Plus. I have to be honest with you, and they've said they're going to start pulling back in terms of budget, and that's a problem for me when it comes to Gargoyles. Will we get, they fly, well, they glide, they don't fly if you watch the show. They glide, and I'm all like, are we going to get a show where we get those action sequences that they're flying in the air and there's blasts and everything? Or will we get most of the time, because if you remember, if you watch the show, when they land, their wings that they have, they circle them around and they make like a cape. Are we going to get that most of the time and just these long-winded speeches? Because if that's the case, I would prefer then no, don't make it. Also, how will the characters look live action? You know, will it all be all CGI in terms of somebody will just have a mocap crap on and then they'll just CGI that stuff? Or will it be prosthetics? I personally think prosthetics is great. Especially now, I think that there's always ways to innovate that stuff. And I just really hope that they do more practical, but we'll see on that. I don't know. You know how it goes these days with these people in Hollywood. They just don't know what the people want. Also, it will be down to casting. I think that casting will be, integral to this show. I'm personally interested in seeing who they cast and everything. And I'm curious as to what stories they're going to tell. Will they go with that first initial 4 episodes that they made into a Gargoyles movie, which I still have on VHS at my parents' house, and I still have both DVD sets. They didn't put the whole series on DVD, but I still have the DVDs in my basement. Or no, they're in my living room. Me and my kids, watch them. Well, we don't watch them now on DVD because they're on Disney Plus, but yeah, I love that. The comic book, right? They just started up a new comic book written by Greg Weisman. It's not that great, you guys. I mean, like, it's like some of the stuff is okay, but I just feel like maybe Greg Weisman is just like going in a weird direction. And I'm just like, maybe you should let somebody else take over, a little bit. There was some comic books back in the day by SLN or something like that. I can't remember the company that did it. And they did one called Bad Guys. They did a follow-up from the original series. And then I can't remember what the third one was called. But like they only lasted like 6 issues, and then they were like, well, we'll put out for instance, the Bad Guys issues was only 6 issues, but it was supposed to be 8, and then they never released the last 8. I believe that's what it was, or maybe it was 4 issues that were released and 2 didn't get released. But 2 of the issues didn't get released in the floppies, and they're like, well, we'll release it in a trade paperback. And I'm all like, I've never read the ending to those stories, but those were pretty good. But as far as the show goes, I'm excited about it. I really do want to see this. I'm just cautious. I'm a little hesitant with this because I'm afraid that they'll screw it up, and I will be pissed if they screw it up. I will not be happy. I'll tell you that right now, sister. But let's see how this works out. I'm all for trying it out. But if it ends up like Willow or, then I'm not interested. I do not want that crap. I don't want it because Willow was terrible. Oh, that was fucking terrible. I did a video about that earlier this week. You can check that out. That was my second story of the week. So for my third and final story of the week. All right, you guys. So this one comes from Deadline, my favorite. And so Netflix has released some first look pictures at the Fire Nation for their live action Avatar: The Last Airbender TV show. And I want to just say right now, from these photos, from the last photos were okay, the Water Tribe people and then Aang, but these photos are really good in my opinion. I am quite excited about this. It's just, you know, because if you remember, the creators of the show, they left the series because they're like, we don't like what these people are doing with our show. Like they are taking what we made and it's a complete abomination now. But they didn't say that. I'm saying that, but they left, and when they left, I was worried. And now they're making their own movies and shows and stuff, and I was like, what? They made their own Avatar studio, and I'm all like, that's crazy bones, but I'm excited for it. But as long as they don't do any more Korra stuff. Korra was a fucking nightmare. Man, was that show bad. I mean, the first season, the first half of that season, where they dealt with that guy that was like a bloodbender, and he like stole people's bending abilities. That part was pretty good, but after that it just went downhill hardcore, especially once season 2 started. It just went it was bad. All right, let's take a look at these photos. We're gonna get in depth and everything. And this is Izo, right? Or Emperor Izo. Zhao. No, not Zhao. Ozai. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so it says Avatar: Last Airbender. First look at Fire Nation and characters Ozai, Fire Lord, Iroh, Zhao, and Azula. Okay, that's Ozai. All right, so it says, we're getting our first look at the Fire Nation characters in Avatar: The Last Airbender, Netflix's live-action reimagining of the award-winning Nickelodeon animated series. The streamer released several photos Tuesday of the Fire Nation characters, which include Daniel Day Kim as Fire Lord Ozai, Paul Sun-Hoon as Lee as General Iroh, Ken Leung as Commander Zhao. Please don't get mad at me if I say these names wrong, okay? Fuck off. Elizabeth Yu as Princess Azula, along with a new image of Dallas Liu as Prince Zuko. All right, it says writer Albert of the series follows Aang, the young Avatar, as he learns to... Okay, Okay. The official synopsis: water, earth, air, or fire, air. The four nations once lived in harmony with the Avatar, master of the four elements, keeping peace between them. But everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked and wiped out the air nomads, the first step taken by the firebenders towards conquering the world. With the current incarnation of the Avatar yet to emerge, the world has lost hope. Dun dun dun. But like a light in the darkness, hope springs forth when Aang, a young air nomad and the last of his kind, reawakens to take his rightful place as the next Avatar, alongside his newfound friends Sokka and Katara, siblings and members of the Southern Water Tribe. Aang embarks on a fantastical, action-packed quest to save the world and fight back against the fearsome onslaught of Fire Ozai, but with a driven Crown Prince Zuko determined to capture them. This is a long fucking synopsis. It won't be easy task. They'll need the help of many allies and colorful characters they meet along the way. Kim serves as showrunner, executive producer, and writer. Jabbar Rassani and Michael Joy are executive producers, alongside directors Roseanne Lang and Jet Wilkson, Dan Lin, and Lindsay. Oh, who cares? All right, so here are the pictures right here. And we're going to go through these one by one. I just wanted to show them right here, but we're going to go through them one by one. All right, we're going to start off right here. Let's go back at the top. We're going to start off with Ozai right here, and we're going to get bigger. So this is Ozai from this. Now, I just have to tell you right now, this is my favorite picture out of all of them that they released. This looks fantastic. This looks almost exactly like for the show. I think he looks menacing. I think he looks freaking badass. I think this is great. I think the fire behind him looks great. I think the little top knot thing looks great. Everything about this screams amazing to me. I think this looks so good. And this shit right here just gets me excited for this show, you guys. It really does. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next one, which is Uncle Iroh. And look how adorable he is. I just want to squeeze his fluffy cheekies. He's so cute. I think this looks good also. I like his little top knot also. I think this looks very animated show accurate. I think that it looks great. You know, this character, it's going to be hard to beat the character from the TV show because he was just so iconic and lovable. And you just like, if you didn't love Uncle Iroh, you're just a weirdo. But this looks great. Also, again, getting me excited for this show. I think this looks really, really good. All right, then let's look at General Zhao. This one is my least favorite out of all of them. This actor, he looks very old and not hot. I thought General Zhao was like, you know, kind of like a beefy hot dude and everything from the TV show, and this is not giving off alpha male vibes to me. Like, he is very much like well, I'll have to see him acting. This actor is from Rush Hour. Was it 1? Rush Hour 1? Yeah, Rush Hour. And then he was also in X-Men The Last Stand. He was in that one and everything. But we'll see how this one turns out. But this is my least favorite photo from the ones that were released. You can kind of see the soldiers in the back, the Fire Nation soldiers. Their outfits don't look that great to me either. But, you know, whatever. I have to see it and everything before I can be all like, oh, I hate it. All right, next we got Zuko, Prince Zuko. Now, this looks good also. I do like this. I like his little braid at the top. I think this looks way better than that movie that they did, that M. Night Shyamalan did. That was a complete abortion. What a fucking nightmare that movie was. I think he looks great. The only negative thing I would say is his scar on his eye right there. It doesn't look big enough to me. Like, I feel like it should cover like more of his face, because like looking at it right now from this angle, it just looks like a black eye to me. It looks like he got punched in the face. Like, there's some scarring tissue right here, but it just doesn't look that bad to me. Like, I'm like, okay, you know, whatever, but it just doesn't look that bad to me. But this set looks amazing. This set looks fantastic. I'm loving everything going on in this picture. If the writing and the acting is as good as these pictures and what the sets look like from these pictures, then this show will be amazing. We'll see. All right. And then finally we get Princess Azula. Now, I have to be honest with you. This lady looks like she's been caught in the back. Anyways, this girl's pretty, but she doesn't look menacing to me. We'll have to see how she does acting wise. Her outfit looks okay. I was kind of hoping for more red, but you know, we'll see. But as far as the actress goes, like I said, she's pretty, but she doesn't look menacing. Like, Azula's scary in the show. She's like a complete psychopath. Like, I loved Azula. I don't know how you felt about Azula, but from this picture, this actress doesn't, like, if she came up to me and was like, want some, I'd be like, bring it, biatch. I will bitch slap you. But we'll see how it works out. I'm not quite sure exactly, you know, I don't know what this girl's like from, like, if I've seen her in anything. If I have, I don't remember her. So, you know, whatever. But yeah, all right, you guys, those are the photos from that. Tell me which one you guys think is the best photo from all of these. Are you like me and you think it's Fire Lord Ozai? That's who I think it looks the best out of all of these, but I did like these photos and everything. Also, tell me, if you were in the world of Avatar, would you want which nation would you want to be a part of? Now, I always say waterbenders are my favorite, but I would probably be a part of the Fire Nation just because I'm more of a fire spirit than I am a water spirit. But I do like the waterbenders the best. They're my favorite. All right, you guys. So that was my final story this week. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you feel about Daily Wire dropping this live action Snow White movie starring Brett Cooper? Do you think this is something that will be good? It will compete with the Disney live action Snow White movie. And do you think Brett Cooper will do a good job acting wise? I've never seen her act before. I didn't see her in Heathers. I have to go look at that and everything. But do you think that this will be good? Or do you think this is going to be just like, you know, a fan film looking kind of project, which could be good. I love fan films. A lot of people do a good job. Some people not so much, but we'll see how this turns out. But tell me what you guys think about it. And will you be getting that Bentkey app? I've pretty much determined I'm going to get it. I really just I want good, wholesome content for my children. And if you're a parent, you should want that too. So I'm definitely going to get it and check it out, see how that works out. Tell me, how do you guys feel about this Gargoyles live action TV show going forward? Do you think this is something that you're interested in? If you're not, if you were a kid from the 90s and you watch the Gargoyles and you are not even just a tiny bit excited about this, you are a crazy person. This is going to be awesome. Well, hopefully. I really hope Disney puts in, like, they just get the best writers possible. They get the best actors possible. They do the flying, the action sequences, the stories, even the dark moments of the stories. I just really hope that they take all of that and they put it into this show, this live action show, and make it something that we, as Gargoyle fans, I still watch Gargoyles to this day. I just really hope that they make it into something that we remember, we love, and we will enjoy this. You know what I'm saying? And then finally, you guys, tell me, how do you guys feel about this first look at these Fire Nation people from this Avatar Netflix show? Are you like me and you think these pictures look amazing? I think that this show so far looks wise. It looks good. We just need to see some kind of live action stuff where we see some movability and stuff, and we get a sense of what exactly it is they're going to do. Are they're just going to tell the same story that they did with the animated show, or are they going to tell a new story? It looks like the animated show, and then, like, if it keeps going, then they'll keep furthering, and we'll see we'll see what they do and everything. But tell me what you guys think. How do you guys feel about all this? As always, you can go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know, I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on my week in review. You guys have a good week. Bye.
Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.